Good day everyone. My name is Mohammed Hassan. So I am going to present about the design thinking project, which is the Mentra mapping the miracles. So I want you to take you on a journey, not through a textbook, but through the most complex and beautiful machine ever created, which is the human body. We call this project Mentra. It isn't just a tool. It's a revolution in how we as medical students perceive and master the overwhelming sea of information required to save lives. Over here for table of contents. To guide our journey today, we will follow five key chapters. So we'll start with the hook, the reality of the clinical world. Will address the burnout, the wall we all hit, and will reveal the solution, our visual mapping system. And we'll look at the result, which is clinical confidence. And finally, I'll leave you with a call to action that you can start tonight. The opening hook. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a busy emergency room. The smell of antiseptic, the beeping of monitors, the rush of footsteps. A patient arrives with a deep laceration to outside observer. It looks like chaos. But inside the patient's body, there is a perfect silent symphony playing out. Like there will be thousands of microscopic plates are ready rushing to the sides. They are weaving a biological web of fibrin to stop the blood leakage. So this process is called as hemostasis. In a textbook, it's a dry 50-page chapter. But over here, it's the difference between life and death. The matter was born because we realized that medical education uh, shouldn't be about memorizing words on a page. It should be about understanding these vivid stories of survival. The problem. But let's be honest. The burden of medical history. So let's be honest. As a medical student, we don't always feel like we are part of miracle. We feel buried. We are expected to master anatomy, biochemistry, and pathology all at once. The problem isn't that there isn't enough information. The problem is that it is everywhere. It's your lecture slides. It isn't that 2000 page textbook. It's on YouTube. This leads to cognitive overload. When we try to add more resources to help us, the system becomes more complex. This is what we call technical contradiction in innovation. Most of us fall back on passive learning, just rereading notes until our eyes glaze over. It's inefficient. So, and it leads to burnout. So, when it comes to the solution for that, the visual mind mapping. So, like, how do we fix it? We applied trace inventive principles. Especially, we looked at the another dimension. Instead of reading a linear list of 13 clothing factors, we mapped them into visual journey. Look at the mind map. Look at the mind map on the screen. By using Principle 17, another dimension, and Principle 24, the intermediary, we have created a bridge. Instead of jumping from a blank page to a complex exam, the mind map acts as your guide. It breaks down the coagulation cascade into microscopic repair crew narrative. You aren't just memorizing factor 10, you are seeing where the crew meets the reinforce the plug mucus plugs. This allows you to distinguish between primary and secondary hemostasis in seconds, not hours of rereading. Got it? Then we'll go to the results, which is the clinical confidence. But understanding isn't enough. You have to prove it under pressure. This is where the integrated question banks comes in. We have moved away from um, mechanical learning to an interactive system. We have integrated MCQ for rapid fire recall and single best answer questions to mimic the actual logic of a doctor in the ward. When you use the Metro Bank, you are practicing the law, not just the answer. The relief of a student feels when they no longer fear the SBA single best chances format is the moment they shift from being a student to being a clinician. You are building the muscle memory record for clinical decision making. So we are going to the conclusion part, the call to action, the marvel at the miracle. So I have to challenge for you tonight. Don't just study. Identify one concept, maybe it's cardiac output or coagulation cascade. And instead of reading about it for an hour, spend 20 minutes drawing how and why you can do this thing. So like do the mind map, flow charts, mm, active recall you can do, and by using the integrated question banks for last time practicing. And the human body is the most complex machine in the universe, and we believe the matter is the matter of its user manual. Don't just study medicine, it helps to learn to marvel at the life-saving chemistry happening inside you every single day. So when you start to practice more and more in this website by doing question banks and doing the mind mapping technique, active recall, flow charts, flashcards and all, you will be able to study much more easier with less effort, and also you won't be having any pressure during the exams. You don't feel like you memorized. You will understand the concept very clearly. So for so that's all from my part. Thank you for your time. I am now open to any questions you might have you might have about our mapping system or trace principle we applied. Thank you so much.